So welcome to yet another episode of Danganronpa, Hope's Academy of Despair students. So in the last episode, we gathered all the necessary information we needed in order to start the class trial and find out maybe who the killer is and who the hell's dead. Is it Kitty Giddy? Or is it, the other chick? I can't remember her name already. Yo, Negs and Dogs are here. And they're together, dude. And where did you guys get off to? You just all of a sudden vanished and never came back. Don't ask stupid questions. We were investigating. What else? My white knight was out investigating alone? With the likes of Makoto Nagai? Are you jealous? I don't even want to imagine what she's fantasizing about right now. Cut the chit-chat and brace yourselves. He should be here any minute. Any minute now. He'll be here. I tensed up without realizing it, imagining what would happen after this. However, bizarrely, even after 5 minutes, 10 minutes. What's the meaning of this? Why hasn't Monokuma shown up yet? Maybe he broke down again. What should we do? Wait a little longer, or what? Whoa! Suddenly, Monokuma. I scared you. Explain yourself. Where did you get off to? Where do you get off on making me wait? Me? Making you guys wait? Don't you have that wrong? It's you guys making me wait. Huh? I was just waiting for you guys to all show up. We can't start if everyone's not here now, can we? What are you talking about? We're all already here. But you're not. But it's been 10 minutes. I'm tired of waiting. I'll just say the no-show is in violation of the rules. Now that that's been settled, I've just got to prepare the punishment. If you're talking about me, I'm right here. When we heard the voice, everyone turned back together. I knew you were alive! Hell yeah! Woo! I'm here, aren't I? Kitty Giddy? Kitty Giddy, you're alive? No, that's a ghost, dude. You just stand in the corner over there? Yeah, save it for the class trial. Wouldn't want to spoil all the fun before we even started. Is there no penalty for being late? I'm here, aren't I? The rules don't say anything about tardiness. Isn't that right? You're just a coward, Kitty Giddy. You're nothing but a coward. Indeed, there is no penalty for being late, but I'm sure you'll regret it later. Now, is she the murderer or someone else? I don't want her to be the murderer because I don't want her to die. I'll make you regret it. Anyways, you guys get your asses on the elevator. I'll run on ahead. Wait. It's probably Togami. When I think about it, Togami's probably the killer. The moment Monokuma disappeared, we all surrounded Kitty Giddy. Kitty Giddy? You're not dead? Of course not. Hooray! I'm so glad you're alive. Her being alive isn't necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, dude. That's a ghost! I said, stand in the corner, you. Let's get moving. We can continue this conversation during the class trial. Without even looking over at Kitty Giddy, Togami boarded the elevator. Boarded. Wait for me, my white knight. Yeah, we'd better hurry, or Monokuma might start dishing out punishments for real this time. We can be happy after we've made it past the class trial. And so, one by one, the rest of the crew got onto the elevator. But for me, there was only one thing I absolutely had to ask Kitty Giddy before the class trial. You're alive! Thankfully. Kitty Giddy, before the trial, there's one thing I'd like to tell you to tell me. Where have you been? You used that key and snuck in somewhere, didn't you? The second floor of the dormitory. I was doing some investigating there. The second floor of the dormitory? There are no security cameras or TVs there, so I was able to get by without Monokuma noticing. But because of that, I also wasn't able to hear Monokuma's announcements. I had absolutely no idea that a corpse had been found here. When did you find out? Just as I was returning to the first floor. I heard the class trial announcement. After that, I did a quick survey of the crime scene. I couldn't come into a class trial knowing nothing. So that's why you were late. Sorry for making you wait. So if you were able to access the second floor of the dormitory, then what means... Oh yeah, then that means that the key you had opens the shutters to the second floor. Not exactly. To be more specific, it can unlock every lock in the academy. I suppose you could call it Monokuma's secret gadget. What? Hey, what are you two doing? If you don't hurry, Monokuma's gonna get mad. Nagai, I'll tell you the rest after we make it to the class trial, okay? Right now, I want to focus on overcoming what's right in front of me. More than likely, this trial is going to be a considerable turning point for me. for me. Something bugs me about her wording. It sounds like she's saying the class trial is going to be a big obstacle for her in particular. Well, we should get going. Without even giving me time to express my concern, Kirigiri walked off toward the elevator. I'm just overthinking things, right? No, you're probably not. You've had a good hunch about a lot of things, and I think you're probably right on this one, too. It just seems to be going that way all the time. I was the last one to board the elevator, and when I stepped on... all shit hit the fan, right? The doors closed behind me. Very few of us. My fear and uncertainty grew with the harsh mechanical rumble of the elevator. I knew I would never get used to the pressure, feeling like a death row and waiting for the inevitable death. Nobody spoke to cut through the gloomy darkness. We just stood, staring in silence. And after a short while, a bright light did what our words would not, shattering the darkness. The light burned itself into my eyes. But it wasn't a light of hope. No, it's a light of fucking death! It was a light of despair. Here we are. I've been waiting for this moment. It's been so long since we've all been together like this. We don't need any silly jokes or long drawn-out introductions anymore. Let's just get this party started. And so, for the 5th time, the curtain rose on. A trial for life and the judgment of death. Deception in life and treachery in death. Betrayal for life and betrayal for death. The riddles of life and the mysteries of death. Justification for life and rationalization of death. Faith in life and trust in death. The class trial to live, the class trial to die. Holy crap, I'm never going to get used to reading that. We're going to save our data. How many save files do I have on this? Holy crap. Yeah, I get a lot. Okay. Wow. Don't know how many more I can get either. Okay. Electro D, skills, finish preparations. Well, let's hook up some skills. We've got some SP. Deepen. Oh, that stuff. Is that stuff already, like, equipped or something? Voice of Gold increases the damage dealt when you obliterate an assertion. Oh, that is hooked up. Okay. That's all I got. Cool. Finish the preparations. Court is now in session. Woo! Let's start off with a simple explanation. You guys, votes determines on the trial's outcome. Finger the true villain, and only the villain gets punished. But make the wrong accusation, everyone else gets punished, leaving your deceiver to graduate free and clear. Alright, you guys can take it from here. Who's the killer, I wonder? First, the victim. It is imperative that we clear up all doubt as to who the unidentified corpse belongs to. Ain't that Kitty dude? It couldn't be anyone else. Kitty's standing right there. No, that's a ghost, dude. But she has feet. That's probably because she's a newly evolved species of ghost dude. Is there no end to your stupidity? If I could prove to you that the corpse wasn't Kitty Kitty's, then you'd accept it, right? So, to do that, how about we look at something unique about Kitty Kitty and compare it to the body we found? Something unique about Kitty Kitty. What is it about Kitty Kitty that shows she is not the dead person? Her gloves. Durr. Kitty Kitty's gloves. That's where the answer to the question is hidden. In that case, wouldn't it be best to explain why she wears those gloves in the first place? You know, Monokuma told us, you wear them to hide markings in your hands that you don't want people to see, right? Oh yeah! That corpse wasn't wearing gloves, was it? They were burned off in the explosion, that's all. It's gonna take more than that to convince me you're all being deceived by that ghost dude. The corpse is not Kitty Kitty, obviously. But if I don't clear up this misunderstanding here, we'll never make any progress. So let's do this. Really? That's how the first thing's gonna go? We're just trying to prove that it's not her. Tattoo. After the explosion, fake nails. Okay. The kitty standing there is a ghost. And you're not an idiot. See, I can do it too. Then prove it. Prove Kitty isn't a ghost. The corpse wasn't wearing gloves. They just burned off in the explosion. Then she had gloves on before the explosion. I'm sure she had them on. Carrie's the one who's dead after all. What a ridiculous conversation. Okay, the evidence is proving corpse in gloves. Fake nails is what I'm gonna go with. I forget how to shoot. Bounced right off. Wrong button. Miss. What? I forget my buttons. Ah, that's it. No, the corpse wasn't wearing gloves. Fake nails. Don't scare me like the guy who had nothing. Blah 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 blah. There has to be a contradiction in here somewhere. Okay. Tattoo after the explosion. Thank God that missed. I think I know here. Ah! What's it, dude? Did I say something wrong? Crap, I suck at this part of this. Fake nails. Tattoo. After. Fake nails, right there. Okay. I knew I had it somewhere with fake nails. But... Christ, I need to get better at that one. Score, save 3 points. B. No, the corpse did not have gloves on. Remember, she had fake nails, right? Fake nails that would just get in the way of wearing gloves. Plus, Gary wears gloves to hide her hands. Wouldn't it be kind of strange for someone who wants to hide their hands to be wearing fake nails? Didn't you know? A woman's heart is a complicated beast, dude. The one who doesn't understand women here is obviously you. How about it, kitty giddy? These gloves were made to fit my hands so they wouldn't interfere with my day-to-day activities. Were I to wear fake nails, I wouldn't be able to put these gloves on. Then that settles it. The corpse does not belong to Gary. Of course not, she's standing right there. Then, whose body is it? If we don't figure that out... I've been saying that from the start. You're the one who forced us down this detour. Anyway, the first thing we need to do is clarify the victim's background. Everything else depends on the answer to that question. So we need the background information. Non-stop debate. Sprinkler system after the explosion. Tattoo. Tattoo definitely. If Kiri's alive, then who the hell did that body hand of? Anyway, we can figure that out. The corpse face is burnt. Well then, and the Monaco file didn't say anything either. Boom! Found it! I knew that I didn't know, but I was pretty damn sure it would probably be that one. Just from the way it sounded. Got an A? Woo! We're doing good. Actually, there is a clue as to we can see to identify the corpse. Huh? Seriously? If you're lying, I'll make sure your death is very exotic. An exotic death? You've got me interested too. You're just fucking stupid. There's nothing interesting about it. The guy, ignore them and keep going. The clue as to the corpse's identity is the tattoo on the top of their hand. It's kind of an unusual design. What is it? A dog? She wants... Oh, she was made to get it by her master. It means, I am your bitch. Are you okay, Fukawa? I had no idea it had such a humiliating hidden message meaning to it. Because it doesn't. The only thing hidden in that tattoo is the identity of the victim. Huh? In that tattoo? Indeed, by looking at the tattoo along another piece of information, her identity should be obvious. Where are you? Missing chicken, of course! No, we need her student profile. There we go. Button wouldn't work for a minute. I mean, the chicken's probably good too there. The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the mercenary organization Mukuro Ukasaba was in. What about it, dude? To show that they were members of the Fenrir, every soldier was apparently required to inscribe the symbol of Fenrir somewhere on their bodies. The symbol of Fenrir. A symbol representing Fenrir. That has to be... Oh! Oh, it's an epiphany anagram. 4 letters. Nope. No, I want that A, I think. Oh. Yo, where's another... Oh, I think it's Wolf. Now. Woo! Wolf! Pew! Complete. Reading through this class trial pretty easily. Good. The wolf. That's the symbol representing Fenrir. Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. He's an enormous wolf-shaped monster appearing in Norse mythology. He is the son of the trickster god Loki and the giantess, Angrabora, I think. What's this? I think we just got caught a rare glimpse of the elusive bookworm in her natural habitat, dude. A symbol of a wolf, then maybe. Exactly, the tattoo on the corpse's hand is a tattoo of a wolf. Which is to say, this corpse was once a member of the Fenrir, and belongs to... Mukuro Ukusaba. Ikasaba, however you want to say it now, because I'm just calling her a bunch of things. What? Hold on a second. Wasn't Mukuro Ukusaba supposed to be the puppet master? You seem surprised, but that's exactly right. The class trial is being held to determine who killed Mukuro Ukusaba. What is this? How can the puppet master be dead and her class trial still be held? That's not what he's saying. He's saying our initial assumption that she was the puppet master is wrong. But the phrase Super Duper High School Despair sounds really puppet master-y. Even the idea that Mukuro Ukusaba was called the Super Duper High School Despair is suspect. Yeah, she's not. There was no record whatsoever of her having had that title in her student profile. She was only referred to as the Super Duper High School Mercenary. Because that's what she is. As I recall, the source of that information was you, Kyoko Kitty Kitty. You told that to Nagai, didn't you? So, Kiri's info was bad? But then, who on earth was Mukuro Ukusaba? She spends all this time in hiding, and when she finally shows up, she gets killed. Whew. Normally, you would spend more time and go into more detail about an important character's death. That just means she wasn't an important character. Mukuro Ukusaba was, just like us, nothing more than a participant. Then, who is the puppet master, dude? Maybe he really is the Kibugamine Academy headmaster. You know, the headmaster doesn't have anything to do with this. But your information on Mukuro Ukusaba was incorrect, which throws that into question, too. My information was not incorrect. Okay, we're in the middle of a class trial. Shouldn't you focus on who killed Mukuro Ukusaba? Keep private matters to a bare minimum, please. But, so she was the puppet master, but now Monokuma is probably just head of everything. That's fucked up. Sure, alright. Unmasking the puppet master can be saved for later. But don't forget, I will uncover your true identity on my name, the Togami name. It's my policy not to react to provocation like that. Alright, just so there's absolutely no confusion, I'll tell you guys this one more time. A class trial is held when a murder occurs between students in the academy. Make sure you pound that point into your heads. In other words, both the victim and the culprit are students. So Mukuro Ukusaba was murdered by someone here. No, it's possible that a 17th student is still hidden around here somewhere. There's no such possibility. There are a total of 16 high school students participating. You serious? So someone here murdered Mukuro Ukusaba. Who did it? Who killed her? Calm down. We've already narrowed down the list of suspects. Aww. You know who I'm talking about, Nagai. The names on the suspect list. In this situation, there are 2 suspects. Nagai and Kirigiri. Because, yeah, we're the only 2 without alibis. The possible suspects are me and Kitty Giddy, right? And what makes you say that? Alright, I'll tell you. Last night, just after the nighttime announcement, I went to the garden. I can attest to the fact that there was no corpse there. Then, which means the murder occurred at some point after I was in the garden. But after that, Hagakure, Fukawa, Asahina, and I were in the gymnasium until morning. In the gymnasium? The four of us were in the gymnasium disassembling Monokuma. As a precaution, we avoided individual activity during that time. We even went to the restroom in pairs. In short, the four of us have perfect alibis. On the other hand, neither Nagai nor I have alibis. That's why you said you narrowed the suspect list. Precisely. Whew, there are only two suspects, me and Kirigiri. Crap, this isn't good. I've got to clear that suspicion somehow. Hey, can I say something real quick about my alibi? Do you have any objections? Before I make any objections, I'd like to narrow down the time frame of the murder. By doing that, we might figure something out. Do as you wish, someone. Humor me. I, too, can confirm that there was no body in the garden when Togue showed up. That was just after nighttime started, right around 10 p.m., dude. Which means the murder occurred after 10 p.m., dude. So, we can say the time frame of the murder was from then until when we discovered the body. But wait, what time did we discover the body? Kawa, who was going to get the pickaxe, was the first one to see it, right? And that means the body was discovered at 9 a.m. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The body was first discovered at 9 a.m. when Fukawa left to get the pickaxe. We're figuring it all out. We're also going through everything we already know. I feel happy. Fukawa, what time is it? 9 o'clock. Perfect. 9:01. Got it. You're right. It was around 9. In other words, we can safely assume that the murder took place between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I went to bed early last night, so I don't have an alibi after 10 p.m. But I met back up with everyone before 9 a.m. When we ran into each other in the cafeteria, I think that was around... Yeah, it was around 7:30ish. I checked the clock when I got there, so that's definitely right. Which means, Negs doesn't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. The murder occurred between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. I don't have an alibi between 10 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Well, a.m. Alright, I've got to make this count. If I can't challenge my alibi by itself, then I just have to prove the murder didn't take place during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I need to specify when exactly the corpse ended up in the garden. How do you do that, for fuck's sakes? What's our ammunition? Sprinkler! Sprinkler! That's it. Gotta use the sprinkler system. We can assume that the murder took place between 10 and 9. Negs doesn't have an alibi for 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Fuck! I knew I shouldn't have challenged that one. I lost. Okay. Want that. To 7:30. That account for. Do you disagree, Nagai? Something happens in the garden, the scene of the crime, every day at a specific time. Okay, so that means the body could have been in the garden starting what time? Oh, wait, between 10 p.m. and 9, so that doesn't have an alibi for 10 until 7:30. So the only thing I can shoot the sprinkler system at is the 10 p.m.? That's correct. Well, Jesus. I thought that wouldn't work. Okay. I'll roll with it. Woo! Another A. The murder didn't just occur after 10 p.m. It happened much later than that. And why do you think so? The sprinkler system in the garden? The sprinklers are set to water the plants every morning at 7:30 a.m. Which is to say, if the corpse was in the garden before 7:30 a.m., then it wouldn't make sense for it to not be wet. Oh, wait a second. I remember now. The corpse was wet. It was soaking wet. You're wrong about that, Fukawa. You're wrong about what? Are you saying she was only wet down there? I don't stand for that kind of filthy talk. No, that's not it. What I'm saying is, the reason the corpse is wet is not because of the sprinklers. Not because of the sprinklers. But by denying the sprinklers, are you attempting to deny my very existence? Oh, her screws aren't just loose, dude. They're totally gone. If it's not because of the sprinklers, then show me your evidence. The sprinklers aren't the reason the corpse was wet. I have to convince Fukawa of that. That should be easy enough to see just by looking at the body. Only the top half was wet because I doused it in water. Michigan talk battle. Oh, I hate these. I forget how these work. Okay, now I remember. Oh, these are fun. Got fucked up. Come on. I've only got one heart left. Oh, I won, didn't I? Fire the kill shot. Approve isn't the sprinklers. Poof! We had a winner. We got one heart left, and holy Christ. I thought it was just rapidly click X to reload. Nope, you have to do the tempo still. Oh, B. We need some hearts. If you take a look at the state of the corpse after the explosion, you should be able to see what I'm saying. Only the upper half of the body was wet. The lower half was completely dry, remember? If the sprinklers really were the cause, then her whole body from top to bottom would have been wet. Only her upper half was wet, then her lower half wasn't. Is there no end to your perversion? I can't deal with her anymore. To get back to my explanation, the reason only the upper half of the corpse was wet is because after the explosion, when the corpse was on fire, I only doused the burning upper half. Then, it really wasn't because of the sprinklers. Now, if the sprinklers didn't make the corpse wet, then the murder in the garden had to have occurred after the sprinklers went off at 7:30 a.m. Then the murder happened between 7:30 a.m. and 9 a.m. when the corpse was discovered. But Nagai doesn't have an alibi from between 10 p.m. last night and 7:30 a.m., right? Which means Negs couldn't have done it. Dude, he's got an alibi! Which makes Kirigiri the only one without an alibi. The only person with no alibi is Kirigiri. Then Mukuro Ukusabu's murderer. No, that's ridiculous. There's no way Kirigiri could be the culprit. I only have one thing to say. If I am executed here for this, then the truth about this academy will never come to light. I will not let that happen no matter what. What? Are you saying you're not the culprit? Of course not, there's no way I could be. This is all a trap set by the Puppet Master. A trap by the Puppet Master. Ha ha ha! Things got too rough for you, so you're just gonna push it all on me? That's rough. I feel for you, but what do you really think an excuse like that's gonna work? You shut your mouth. Yes, sir, shutting up. But Kirigiri, you also have motive for killing Mukuro Ikusabu. Huh? Motive? She called it a super duper high school despair. In other words, she believed her to be the puppet master. And for that very reason, Kirigiri killed Mukuro Ikusabu so she could put an end to all of this. But in reality, she was wrong. Kirigiri failed to realize that Mukuro Ikusabu was not the puppet master. And so, something she didn't plan for, didn't expect happened to this class trial. But that's right, Kirigiri's motive. She's got motive and no alibi? At this point, it's pretty much set in stone. Kiri's the culprit. I am not the one without an alibi. Nagai's alibi is inadequate. Whoa! Just because the corpse wasn't wet from the sprinklers doesn't necessarily mean she was killed after 7:30. Why not? Because there's a way to prevent the body from getting wet when the sprinklers go off. You have my attention. You could prevent the corpse from getting wet by covering it with a certain something at the scene. Something at the crime scene used to cover the corpse. Could she be talking about... Where is it? The wet vinyl sheet? We got almost a heart back. You mean that vinyl sheet? So you noticed. Yes, if the culprit had covered the corpse with that sheet, then it could have been in the garden. when the sprinklers went off and not gotten wet. And that's exactly what the culprit did. The way the sheet is soiled corroborates that. The fact that only one side of the sheet got dirty is because that side was facing the sprinklers. The other side, which was facing the corpse, did not get wet, so it didn't get dirty. In other words, the culprit used the vinyl sheet to prevent the sprinklers from getting the corpse wet. And for what reason would you go so far just to prevent the corpse from getting wet? Most likely so they could make us believe the murder occurred at a different time than it actually did. So they would be able to make themselves an alibi, much like Nagai just did. Why would you say that, Kitty Giddy? Why would you make it look like I did it? Now, no. Now's not the time to be thinking about that. If that vinyl sheet really was used the way Kitty Giddy is saying, that means it came in contact with the corpse, right? That means there'd be blood on it. It made direct contact with the body. No, that doesn't make sense. What about it doesn't make sense? At this rate, everyone's gonna think I did it. I don't have time to figure out what Kitty Giddy is thinking. I just need to blow a hole in her claim. So here we go. Before the explosion, after the explosion, fragments near the body. Fragments after. 4. Crap. So the culprit covered the corpse with the vinyl sheet. Of course it was. Okay, so the vinyl sheet was only the dirty one side because it got wet by the sprinklers. But the other side of the sheet wasn't even a little bit dirty because the sprinklers didn't get that side wet. That side was facing the corpse. Hagakure is right, probably, so that's why it stayed clean. When we found the body, the blood still hadn't dried. Togami even said that if we touched it, we were likely to get our hands stained. So, fragments before the explosion. So we're facing the corpse. Boom! I knew it! I was nervous, but I got it. Perfect! Hey.